Making perfect pavlova time after time is what we all want to do, but not necessarily what we do. So today we're going to make a pavlova from scratch and see where we get to. I've got 6 eggs here. I'm just going to put the whites in, no yolk whatsoever, and of course no bits of shell. Okay, eggs are in. Let's just turn that on. Now I'll start that off at a medium speed and we'll let that get a bit faster, and basically we're just going to mix it till the whites just start to get a little bit aerated. They stop being all kind of gluey and stretchy and you get bubbles forming in there. And then we'll just gradually increase the speed as the egg whites just start to get aerated and bubbly. Okay, I've got 1.5 cups of caster sugar here. We're going to put that in tiny little amounts at a time. Some people say a spoonful. I've got it all here in a bowl and I'm just going to gradually shake it in. Putting the sugar in should take 5 to 8 minutes or so. You want to make sure it's all completely incorporated rather than dropping it in a mass and then finding that the sugar doesn't dissolve into the egg white. Okay, all the sugar's in, so I'm going to leave this for about 10 minutes and then check on it. And so what I'm going to do now is get the tray ready. Baking paper on a tray, turn it over, use something like a cake tin or a bowl about 22 centimetres wide. Put that underneath and then do as I've done, which is just use a pencil and go right around the outside, and you get a circle to guide you as to the shape and size of your pavlova. Turn it over so you're not getting the lead onto the pavlova, but you've still got that outline there that you can see. Now what I'm going to do, a little bit on my fingers, kids will be happy with that. Rub it between your thumb and your forefinger. Now if you can't feel any sugar, that means it's perfect. Into there, 2 teaspoons of corn flour. So basically it helps to stabilise the egg white. And that's what we want it to do, and also corn flour helps with the lovely marshmallowy texture. We've got a drizzle of vanilla going in as well. Into there as well, a tablespoon of boiling water and a teaspoon of vinegar. If you haven't got vinegar, you can use lemon juice. Basically, it's just the acid in there. So now they should be mixed in, so we'll just turn that off. And we're going to pile that into the circle. So if you put that in lovely big dollops, don't kind of squash it down too much because we want to keep as much air in there as possible. And then we're simply just going to smooth that into that circular shape and making sure it's relatively even on top. Now it's into the oven. This oven I'm using today has got a really special feature. It's the Generation 2 from Fisher & Paykel, and it's fabulous. This vent bake is perfect because it means that for things like pavlova and meringue, where dryness is essential, sucks out the moisture, lets it cook and does it all for you. Perfect. Okay. The oven's set at 110 degrees. I'm going to leave it in there for an hour and a half and then we'll come back to it. Okay, this has had its hour and a half. Don't be tempted to open the oven door. That's the worst thing you can do for pavlovas or meringues. They need to cool down at a very gradual heat drop, not pulled out suddenly into room temperature. That can cause them to fall and to crack. So basically we'll just turn it off and we're going to leave it to sit here until the oven's completely cold. That could take 2 hours, but if you can leave it overnight, even better. Now we've reached the fun time, serving the pavlova. Now I'm just going to really carefully move it onto this plate. Righto, we're going to go for a really simple topping today, cream and strawberries. What could be nicer, with a dollop or 2 of passion fruit as well. Now keeping strawberries looking good can be a challenge, but with these refrigerated drawers it's easy. On the pantry setting, it keeps them so they're just at the right temperature for all fruit. Even bananas, would you believe, can last in here for a couple of weeks. And if you've got the mind to, you can set it to the freezer setting and just keep all your frozens in there. I've got whipped cream flavoured with a little bit of vanilla. Once again, as with making the pavlova, make sure you use vanilla extract, not essence. But vanilla extract is pure. It's actually from vanilla, whereas the essence is just flavoured synthetic. Now we're just going to have strawberries, pop them on top. I like leaving the green stems on. I know they're not edible, but I just like the green freshness that they give. This is looking absolutely gorgeous, but if you have a disaster and the whole thing falls apart, all is not lost. Remember how delicious eat in messes, and you can find that recipe on foodlovers.co.nz.